What is up, guys? My name is Harry Rice and welcome back to the channel. Today is the first off-season video and a very interesting one. Today I'm going to be talking about the Seattle Kraken expansion draft. The protection lists were put out today at 10 a.m. I got up at 12. It's currently 1:26 as I start filming this. So yeah, I'm up a few hours late, and this video is going up a few hours later than expected. Most likely. But today, what I'm going to do is, obviously, I'm going to give a mock draft. This is going to be the only one I do. I'm considering going live for the actual expansion draft on Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure how I would do it, but who knows, maybe. I'll consider it. It's a possibility. Yeah, so as I'm dressed as a European hockey player, this is actually an old school Penguin sweater that I'm wearing. I figured, hey, we're doing a Seattle Kraken video. Why not wear a Pittsburgh jersey? Because why not? Reasons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every team and give the players that are protected rather than players exposed because it's too easy or too hard. To make it quicker, just the players that are protected. And then I'm going to go through draft my team, and I'm going to look at the team. There's probably going to be some errors because why wouldn't there be errors? But yeah, so the Anaheim Ducks, we're going to get right into their protected list. They have protected forwards Jakob Silfverberg, Rickard Rakell, Troy Terry, Nick Delorier, Habs legend, Isaac Lundestrom, Sam Steele, and Max Jones. Defensemen, Cam Fowler, Hampus Lindholm, and Josh Manson, probably the three easiest right there. Hayden Fleury, a little surprised he wasn't protected, and obviously goaltender John Gibson. Arizona protected Clayton Keller, Phil Kessel, Nick Schultz. Nick Schmaltz, slightly surprised by that. Christian Dvorak, Lawson Krause, Johan Larsson, and Connor Garland because duh. Defenseman OEL, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Jacob Chikrin, and Kyle Capabicco. Okay, so wow, they actually do protect him. That is interesting. And then goaltender, obviously, Darcy Kemper. The Boston Bruins protected Patrice Bergeron, David Pastrnak, Brad Marchand, Charlie Coyle. 3 out of the 4 with no movement clauses. Jake DeBrusk, actually, surprisingly. Craig Smith, and Trent Frederick. Defenseman Charlie McAvoy, Matt Grzelcyk, Brendan Carlo, and goaltender Daniel Vladar. I would do mock drafts on the site, and I always had them protecting Vladar, so I'm glad to see the Bruins are being smart. Jack Eichel, Buffalo Sabres protected Jack Eichel. Jeff Skinner waived his no movement clause, so he's been unprotected. Sam Reinhart has been protected. Victor Olofsson, Anders Bjork, Tage Thompson, very surprising. Casey Middlestat, and Rasmus Asplund. Defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen, Rasmus Dahlin, and Henry Yoki-Haru, so they have left Colin Miller exposed. And goaltender Linus Ullmark has been protected. The Calgary Flames protected Matthew Tkachuk, Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan, Mikael Backlund, Elias Lindholm, Andrew Mangiapane, and Devin Dubé. Milan Lucic waived his no movement clause, so he will be unprotected. Noah Hanifin, Rasmus Dahlin, and Chris Tanev have been protected, which means Mark Giordano is left exposed, very surprisingly. Jacob Markstrom has the no movement clause, and it was pretty obvious he was the one they were going to protect. Anyways, the Carolina Hurricanes protected Sebastian Aho, Jordan Staal, Teuvo Teravainen, Vincent Trocheck, Warren Fogle, Jesper Fast, and Mr. Sveshnikov. Defenseman Jacob Slavin, Brady Skjei, and Brent Pesce. Don't be surprised, Dougie Hamilton, he's a pending UFA. Doesn't really matter. And then Alex Nedeljkovic, kind of the obvious one they had to protect after the playoffs. They almost kind of had to protect him. The Chicago Blackhawks protected Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Alex DeBrincat, Dylan Strome, David Kempf, Brendan Hagel, and Henrik Bjorkstrand. I was a little bit surprised. I'm a little bit surprised to hear Henrik Bjorkstrand, but given they're apparently high on him, I am glad they did protect him. They also protected defenseman Connor Murphy, Caleb Jones, and Riley Stillman. So there you go. And then, pretty obviously, Kevin Lankinen, the goaltender that they are going to protect in that regard. The Colorado Avalanche protected Mikko Rantanen, Nathan McKinnon, Andre Burakovsky, Nazem Kadri, Valeri Nichushkin, Tyson Jost, and Logan O'Connor. They also protected defensemen Samuel Girard, Devon Tays, and Cale Makar. Eric Johnson waived his no movement clause, so he's been bye-bye to Seattle. Probably not. Philip Grubauer is the goaltender that they have protected. The Columbus Blue Jackets protected Cam Atkinson, Gustav Nyquist, Patrick Laine, pending RFA, Boone Jenner, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Jack Roslovic, and Eric Robertson. Max Domi, left exposed, surprisingly. The defensemen, Seth Jones, Zach Wierenski, and Vladimir Gavrikov, who have been left protected. And pretty obviously, Jonas Korpisalo has been protected. It's really weird seeing Elvis Merzlikins not eligible when he hasn't played the amount of games, because I keep saying Korpikoski, and I think, oh shit, they're going to take Merzlikins. And I'm like, oh wait, no. For some reason, he's not exposed eligible. The Dallas Stars have protected Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn, Joe Pavelski, Alex Radulov, Habs legend, Radek Faksa, Rope Hintz, and Dennis Gurianov. Defenseman Esa Lindell, John Klingberg, and Miro Heiskanen. And goaltender Anton Khudobin. Ben Bishop has waived his no movement clause, potentially going to Seattle. We'll see. The Red Wings protected forwards Dylan Larkin, Tyler Bertuzzi, Jacob Vrana, Robbie Fabry, Adam Ernie, Michael Rasmussen, and Gavani Smith. And defensemen Nick Leddy, Gustav Lindholm, and Filip Hronek. Very surprised they did not protect Troy Stecher or Dennis Chalowski. Very surprised for both of those, honestly. And they protected goaltender Thomas Grace. The Edmonton Oilers obviously protected McRegular Season and Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Zach Kassian, Josh Archibald, Jesse Puljujarvi, and Kyler Yamamoto. Defenseman Tyler Darnell Nurse, Duncan Keith, and Ethan Bear. And then goaltender Stuart Skinner. That's how bad the Oilers are, ladies and gentlemen. Florida protected Alexander Barkov, Jonathan Huberdeau, Patrick Hornqvist, Sam Bennett, Anthony Duclair, Carter Verhaeghe, and Mason Marshman. Defenseman Aaron Ekblad, Mackenzie Weegar, Gustav Forsling. I was about to say Braziando, but then I remembered they just bought him out. Goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky has been protected because he would not waive his no movement clause because he a bitch. Los Angeles Kings protected Anze Kopitar, Dustin Brown, Victor Arvidsson, Alex Iafallo, Adrian Kempe, Elias Anderson, and Trevor Moore. Defenseman Drew Doughty, Sean Walker, and Matt Waugh. And then goaltender Cal Peterson. The Minnesota Wild protected Mats Zuccarello, Kevin Fiala, Marcus Foligno, Jordan Greenway, Ryan Hartman, Joel Eriksson-Ek, and Nico Sturm. Defensemen Jared Spurgeon, Matt Dumba, and Jonas Brodin. And defensemen, and they protect surprisingly goaltender Cam Talbot. So, very surprised by that. The Montreal Canadiens, this is the one. Obviously, I'm a Habs-centric channel, so I'm very excited to see who the Montreal Canadiens did protect. They protected Josh Anderson, Tyler Foley, Brendan Gallagher, Joel Armia, Turi Lehkonen, Jesper Kotkaniemi, and Jake Evans. All right, so, and because I'm a Habs-centric channel, I will say the forwards that they exposed: Jonathan Drouin, Tomas Tatar, Paul Byron, Philip Deneau, Eric Stahl, Jordan Wheel, Michael Frolik, Corey Perry, Michael Pizzetta, Laurent Danfou, Joseph Blandisi, Lucas Vedemo, Brendan Babduk, and Charles Udon. They protected defensemen Jeff Petrie, Ben Sherratt, and Joel Edmondson, so we exposed Shea Weber, Brent Kulak, Eric Gustafson, John Merrill, Cale Fleury, Gustav Olofsson, and Xavier Ouellette. Goaltender Jake Allen, because Carey Price waived his no movement clause. It came out last night, and this was fucking crazy. I was going to do a video on this, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to save it for tomorrow. This is crazy. Carey Price potentially a Seattle Kraken. That is very, very crazy for sure. But yeah, we did leave Carey Price, Charlie Lindgren, and Michael McNevin available. And of course, these are the players that are exempt because yay. Yeah, I'm going to take a very, very small break, and I'm just going to be right back. All right, we're back. The Nashville Predators protected forwards Philip Forsberg, Luke Cunnin, and Tanner Yannick. Wow, so they actually went with the three. Wow, that's really surprising. That is really surprising. Nashville, the first team to go 8-1, 3 forwards and 5 defensemen, so they protect Roman Josi, Matthias Ekholm, Philippe Myers, Dante Fabro, and Alexander Carrier. Okay, bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it works out. And they protected goaltender UC Saros. The New Jersey Devils protected forwards Nico Hischier, Miles Wood, Jesper Bratt, Pavel Zacha, Michael McLeod, Yanni Kokinen, I believe is how you say it, and Igor Sharangovich. They protected defensemen Damon Severson, Ryan Graves, and Jonas Siegenthaler, and goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood. The New York Islanders, very interested in this one. I'm just going to zip that down a little bit, my neck, breathing room. The New York Islanders protected Matt Barzal, Anders Lee, Brock Nelson, Jean-Gabriel Pajot, Cal Clutterfuck, Anthony Beauvillier, and Matt Martin. That's I don't know how I feel about that one. Defenseman Ryan Pulak, Adam Pelech, and Scott Mayfield, because duh. And goaltender Silmian Varlamov, because Ilya Sorokin is not protectable. New York Rangers kind of had nothing. It's probably the easiest protection list. They had Artemi Panarin, Chris Kreider, Mika Zibanejad, Ryan Strome, Pavel Buchnevich, Philip Hedl, and Kevin Rooney. Very much nothing to select there. Defenseman Jacob Trouba, Ryan Lindgren, and Libor Hayek, and then goaltender Alexander Georgiev. Well, just warning you guys, when we get to the Rangers section, this is going to be probably the toughest team to decide for, because they are literal like nothing. The Ottawa Senators protected forwards Colin White, Connor Brown, Austin Watson, Nicholas Paul, Brady Tkachuk, Logan Paul, and Drake Batherson. Protected defenseman Thomas Chabot, Nikita Zaitsev, I was going to call him, I forgot what I was going to call him, and Victor Mete. Goaltender Philip Gustafsson. The Philadelphia Flyers protected Claude Giroux, Kevin Hayes, Travis Konechny, Sean Couturier, Oscar Lindblom, Scott Lawton, Nicholas Aube-Kubel. Defensemen Ivan Provorov, Ryan Ellis, and Travis Sanheim, and goaltender Carter Hart. The Pittsburgh Penguins protected Evgeny Malkin, Sidney Crosby, Jake Gensel, Brian Rust, Kasperi Kapanen, Jeff Carter, and Teddy Bluger. Defensemen Chris Letang, Michael Matheson, and Brian Dumoulin. Wow. Okay, then. And goaltender Tristan Jarry. The San Jose Sharks protected Logan Couture, Evander Kane, Timo Meyer, Tomas Hertl, Kevin LeBanc, and Rudolph Balzers. Defenseman Eric Carlson, Brent Burns, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and goaltender Aiden Hill, which means Martin Jones is one of the worst goalies in the NHL. St. Louis Blues protected Ryan O'Reilly, Braden Shen, David Perron, Oscar Sundqvist, Ivan Provorov, Robert Thomas, and Jordan Kyrou, and defensemen Justin Falk, Torrey Krug, and Colton Parayko. Goaltender Jordan Binnington. Jesus. All right, we're speeding through this, boys. Tampa Bay Lightning protected Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos, Braden Point, Anthony Cirelli. So they went with 4-4. Very surprisingly, they did go with the 4-4. Victor Hedman, Ryan McDonough, Mikhail Sergachev, and Eric Chernak. So, yeah, so two teams have gone with the 8-1. And then, obviously, goaltender Curtis McElhinney. No, Andre Vasilevsky, obviously. The Toronto Maple Leafs also went with the 8-1, very surprisingly. So, the Maple Leafs protected Matthews, Tavares, Marner, Nylander. If they left Jared McCann exposed, oh my God. Toronto, what are you doing? Toronto. If they lose Jared McCann for nothing, which they might, this is live reactions, by the way, to the protection list. I might do these two videos separately, actually. I might do these two videos separate. Defensemen, Jake Muzzin, Morgan Riley, JT Brody, and Justin Hall, and then goaltender, obviously, Jack Campbell. Vancouver went with the 7-3-1. They protected Brock Besser, Bo Horvat, JT Miller, Tanner Pearson, Jason Dickinson, Tyler Mott, and Elias Pettersson. Defensemen Tyler Myers, Nate Schmidt, and Oli Ulevy. And then goaltender, obviously, Thatcher Demko. And the Capitals protected Nicholas Backstrom, Evgeny Kuznetsov, TJ Oshie, Anthony Mantha, Tom Wilson, Lars Eller, and Daniel Sprong. Defensemen John Carlson, Dmitry Orlov, and Trevor Van Riemsdyk. And goaltender Ilya, Samsonov, boys. And now that we are done with that, we're going to draft the team now. I'll be back here in like a minute, and we are going to draft the inaugural Anaheim, or the inaugural Seattle Kraken. We'll be back in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, boyos, and it's going to seem like instantaneous because you're watching this on YouTube, but it's been about 30 seconds. I quickly made my team. No, I didn't do that. So yeah, live we're going to select the teams. So from the Anaheim Ducks, there's like 4 or 5 guys that I'm really interested in. I'd say Hayden Fleury, Alexander Volkov, Sonny Milano, and Danton Heinen. But if I am being completely honest, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot of really, really good guys available on forward, but there's also going to be some really good guys available on defense. So personally, I think for a bottom 6 role, I honestly think Seattle is going to take Alexander Volkov. If they're looking to spend less while spending more, if you know what I mean, spending a lot on big names and then getting really, really cheap, good depth, to potentially have some cap space for free agency, Alexander Volkov, I think, is a great guy for them to pick up. From the Arizona Coyotes, there's really kind of no one they can take, honestly. It's a bunch of nothing, I'll be honest. I mean, Christian Fischer's decent. So, yeah, I guess Christian Fischer's the guy you're going for. Yeah, Christian Fischer. Kind of surprised he was left exposed, given he's young, and Phoenix does not have good guys, good players. So, yeah. Boston, the Boston Bruins. This is interesting because there's a couple guys that I could see them taking. I could maybe see them taking a bit of a hot take in Jacob Zaboral. Just looking at the list of guys exposed, I really don't know who they could go for. They could maybe go for Chris Wagner. Curtis Lazar is a decent bottom 6 guy. I mean, Mike Riley. I do like Mike Riley, but I do have a feeling he's going to resign with Boston, so I don't think they'd want to. I don't think he would really want to discuss a contract with Seattle. So, yeah, I guess Curtis Lazar. 3 straight forwards. This is not looking good. I'm going to have to go back and change many of these guys to defensemen, I can tell already. But look at that. 3 guys, and they're only spending $2.5 million in cap. I think that's a really solid bottom line. Lazar, Fischer, and Volkov, in my opinion. I think that's a good one. Buffalo. There's rumors that Buffalo wants Seattle to take Kyle Okposo. This is, by the way, guys, we're going if nobody makes trades. Like, we're saying, for example, say Ryan Sheehan. Say Buffalo wants them to take Kyle Okposo, but they're not going to because there's no trades here. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, Buffalo trades 2 seconds, for example, for them to take Okposo. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm not going to do anything like that. But from Buffalo, there's kind of nothing. There really is a lot of teams that have a whole lot of nothing on this thing right here. There's a few guys like Zemgus Girgensons they could maybe take. I could see them taking Cody Eakin for maybe a third-line center spot. Colin Miller, maybe. But, yeah, I think they're going Cody Eakin. 4 straight forwards. This is not good for me, boys. The Calgary Flames, I think it's very, very obvious they're going with Mark Giordano here. Oliver Shillington, I think, is a really interesting one. But I honestly do think they are going to pick Mark Giordano from the Calgary Flames. He's only got 1 more year. As many people have mentioned, I'm going to bring this up. They can flip him at the deadline if they want, if they're not in the playoff spot, and if they are, which they're going to be, they can just keep him, or they could even trade him off as well. I probably wouldn't because he's a good veteran piece, even though he doesn't win in the playoffs, but that's aside the point. Mark Giordano, kind of the obvious pick for the Calgary Flames, or from the Calgary Flames. From the Carolina Hurricanes, very interestingly, left Nino Niederreiter exposed. Yeah, very interestingly. But for me personally, I really like this kid. I really, really like him, and I think he's going to be great in the NHL. Morgan Geekie. I think Morgan Geekie is going to be a really good third-line center. Obviously not right now. He's not going to come and immediately slot in the third line. I think Morgan Geekie has some upside. I really, really like him. Seattle's probably going to make a deal with Carolina. Carolina's probably going to make a deal with Seattle to not take him and take, say, maybe Jake Gardner, which has been rumored. But I do think they are going to take Morgan Geekie. I do like the upside of Morgan Geekie. From the Chicago Blackhawks, there's rumors Nikita Zadorov wants $5 million, so they're going to go with Adam Gaudette. It's arguably kind of honest, or kind of obvious. So, yeah. From the Colorado Avalanche, this is an interesting one. Because on one hand, I could see them taking Gabriel Landeskog and being like, yo, we want Gabe Landeskog. We're going to sign him to a 9-year, $9 million, 8-year extension, you know. But on the other hand, I can't see them taking anyone else. Because, like, Jonas Donskoy is decent. He's all right, I guess. Matt Calvert's kind of whatever. JT Compher is young-ish. I mean, he's 26. But you know what? We're going with the hot take. Gabe Landeskog is a Seattle Kraken from the get-go, and immediately it's announced $9 million extension by 8 years that Seattle regrets in year 3. Columbus, it's an obvious one. Max Domi. A lot of the forwards are very obvious, it seems. Max Domi, in my opinion, is the clear cut. If you want someone decent, you go for Max Domi. They could go for Matthias Kivlinik's rights, just out of respect. But I do think they're going to go Max Domi. Yeah, Domi is kind of their clear-cut number 1 center. So, Max Domi. From the Dallas Stars, there have been a lot of people apparently saying, oh, Ben Bishop, you can go with Bishop and a guy that's later on. I don't know, though. I don't know if they do that. Because for me, I feel like there are a few decent guys available from Dallas. Some decent defensemen. Julius Honka comes to mind. He hasn't really been he hasn't been signed. I feel like they can maybe take a waiver on Julius Honka. I don't know. There's a lot of decent guys that I think are going to be picked. Ben Bishop would kind of be the most obvious. At one point, was kind of seen as a top 10 goaltender in the NHL. Has kind of fallen off from that due to injuries. But you know what? I'll be 100% honest, and this might be a bit of a hot take. I think they're going Andrej Sekera. I think Andrej Sekera is a really good bottom pair, potentially top 4 defenseman who can play both sides. Apparently can play both. I think if you want to go for like a veteran on every line, or at least in your top 4, I think Sekera is a good guy to go for. Bishop's injury history has kind of derailed his value. I don't think Seattle wants to go for that, in my opinion. The Detroit Red Wings, take your pick at this point. Right now, it's kind of whatever, but you know what? I do think they're going to go Troy Stetcher. There are a few guys that they could take, but I do think Troy Stetcher's the guy that Detroit does end up taking. Was very surprised, especially after the fairly good season that he had in Detroit. Very surprised to see him left exposed. Who knows? Maybe they take some type of, hey, we'll sauce you a third if you take, say, Dennis Cholowski instead, or Christian Juice, which I'm very surprised to see Dennis Cholowski exposed as well, given he's only 23. Steve Yzerman is very, very good with working with his young guys, but I do think Troy Stetcher is the guy that you're going for. The Edmonton Oilers, there's literally nothing there. There's nothing good to take from Edmonton. There's no chance they take Mikko Koskinen, probably the worst goaltender in the NHL. I guess you go with Tyler Benson, though. I mean, Benson, he's got decent potential, decent bottom 6 potential. I mean, unless you want to take Jujhar fucking Kara and give him $1 million. But, yeah, Tyler Benson is kind of the guy. From the Florida... I just dropped my watch. Rip. From the Florida Panthers, there's a few guys I could see them taking. Maybe Nola Chari for a good third-line guy. Maybe Frankie Vetrano I could see them taking. But I think it's kind of a little obvious. Chris Driedger, because Chris Driedger has not announced, but I believe it's been all but confirmed. Chris Driedger is signing a contract with Seattle. I do think he is going to be their pick. I do think Chris Driedger is going to be Seattle's pick via Florida. So, yeah. The LA Kings, there have been some rumors that they do maybe take Jonathan Quick. I really don't know how much of those rumors are true. But personally, I think this one is kind of fairly obvious. You know, it's between two guys, but I think one of them is far better. Blake Lizotte. I very surprised to see LA didn't protect Blake Lizotte. And yeah, I think he'd be a really good third line center for Seattle. Also, I just realized I capped it off perfectly so you can see the things at the top. I'm really happy about that. But yeah, Blake Lizotte, I think it's very obvious you kind of want to get Blake Lizotte. He's a good third-line center. I think he's got really good upside. I think if you're going for a mix of young guys who have really good potential and current guys who can help you win now, I think that Blake Lizotte's kind of the best choice you can go for. Maybe Andreas Athanasiou if you want to sign him to a contract immediately. I guess you can go Jonathan Quick, maybe, but I do think Blake Lizotte is kind of the guy you're going for. The Minnesota Wild. This one is kind of a wash. Because you could go Kaapo Kähkönen, and I do think they'd want to because of who they may select as their starting goaltender. They could maybe want to run with Drieger and Kähkönen in a couple years. But I don't know if they want to give Kähkönen 3 years in the AHL. Because here's the thing, they could also trade Kähkönen. They could trade Kähkönen if they pick him, and you know what? They're going to pick Kaapo Kähkönen. I think they're going to pick Kaapo Kähkönen. I've talked myself out of them picking, I think I was going to have them pick Nick Bjorkstrand, I think it was. But they're going to pick Kaapo Kähkönen, and they could very well pick, swap him. Montreal Canadiens, it's very obvious. Carey Price is the guy that they are going to pick. In my opinion, they're not picking Shea Weber because injuries. They're not picking Brent Kulak because they don't know talent that well. They're not picking Jonathan Drouin because everything that's going on with him, it's not guaranteed he's coming back to hockey, unfortunately. They're not picking Byron because Cap. And I know I'm saying Cap and then Carey Price, but here's the thing. Carey Price is a massive name in hockey. He's probably the most well-known goaltender in all of NHL history. He's still really solid in the playoffs. He has mediocre regular seasons. And yes, he's due an $11 million payout in September, but he would drive jersey sales, and he'd be an incredible big name to add to your organization right away. Plus, has a bonus for Montreal. It gives you $10.5 million in cap space. Like, yeah, so you lose your franchise goaltender, but it's Montreal. They always seem to have another one coming up in the system. And I've said this before. I think Montreal could benefit from Price leaving because in the first round of this year's upcoming draft, there's 2 goaltenders. I forget who they are. I should have looked up beforehand, but I forgot. There's 2 goaltenders projected to go in the first round this year. One of them, Jesper Wallstad. Jesper Wallstad, who's projected to go, I believe, in the top 10. And then another one who's, I believe, around 2024, around there, I believe. If Montreal wants to use some of their abundance of draft picks that they have, maybe say 2/3, to move up to select that goaltender, maybe. I'm just saying. Montreal has always had a really damn good development system for goaltenders. So, Carey Price to the Montreal Canadiens. I know some people are going to say, oh, it's unrealistic. But what if? What if it happens, boys? I'm just saying, be on the lookout for that. The Nashville Predators, do you really want to take Matt Duchene? Yikon Treenen, I think, is decent. But you know what? Yeah, Matt Duchene, I mean, he's kind of the best player available, but then again, it's like saying which piece of dog shit's the best. Okay, no, I apologize to Yikon Treenen. I do think Nashville is going to pay to make Seattle take Duchene, probably a first, honestly. And then it's going to be a first overall pick next year because, whoopsie, we're Nashville and we're trash. We're Trashville. But yeah, Matt Duchene is a Seattle Kraken. New Jersey Devils. There's a few interesting pieces here. I could see them maybe taking Nick Merkley. I could also see them taking PK Subban. I could see Jersey maybe trading, say, a second or a third and a fifth maybe, and retaining 50% for Seattle to take PK Subban. But at their current salary cap hit, which is $49.1 million, about halfway, just over halfway there, I don't think I see them taking Subban. Nathan Bastian could be interesting if they want a guy for the minors. AJ Greer. I don't know. Will Butcher maybe. But I'll be honest, I think they maybe take David Quenneville. I think this one's kind of a wash. I know Andreas Johansson, potential third-line guy. I think they go David Quenneville, mostly because I don't know a whole lot about New Jersey guys that I don't know who they would take. The New York Islanders, this is where it gets really interesting because on one hand, they could take Josh Bailey, but on the other hand, they're taking Jordan Eberle. In my opinion, I don't think they go after pending UFA Casey Cizikas. There's no way in hell they're taking Uncle Leo. I could see them maybe taking Kiefer Bellows, actually. They have left Kiefer Bellows exposed. But I do think Seattle's going to kind of go for a win-now mentality. And Jordan Eberle is the guy they're going to pick from the Islanders. From the Rangers, again, like I said, we're going to spend a lot of time on these guys. Maybe they select Barclay Goodrow's rights. Maybe Seattle says, hey, you know what? Fuck you, Rangers, and picks Goodrow right from them. So they lost a 7th for free. But then again, with apparently some teams reportedly being down to give Goodrow 6 years, I don't know about that. Colin Blackwell, Ty Runing. Fuck it. I guess Julien Gauthier is kind of your best guy you can select that's signed. Yeah, Julien Gauthier. He's a good 4th-line guy, I guess. I don't know. The Ottawa Senators, I would say they'd pick Evgeny Dadonov, but I don't know. I don't really see them picking Matt Murray. Maybe Logan Shaw, but he's a pending UFA. Ryan Dzingel, Chris Tierney. Yeah, I guess Evgeny Dadonov's the best guy you can pick, unless there's like a deal for them to take, say, Clark Bishop, for example. I see them maybe taking Evgeny Dadonov. I'm going to have to look back on some of these because they're at the minimum cap hit, but they're $20 million away from the cap already. The Philadelphia Flyers, I really don't know who they pick here. It's between Voracek and Van Riemsdyk. I'm going to say Voracek right now. I might change it later. And actually, Ottawa, I'm going to pick it I'm going to change it so they actually do take Clark Bishop. I think they're going to take... actually, no. I think they're going to pick Josh Brown, actually. Look, I just saw him there. I think they pick Josh Brown. I think he's a good bottom pairing guy. Josh Brown will be decent for Seattle. I'm skipping over Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Penguins, very baffling some of the guys they left exposed. Zach Aston Reese, Brendan Tanev, Jason Zucker. Yeah, I don't know. Something honestly does tell me they might go with Zach Aston Reese. And maybe try and flip his rights. I do think they might try and flip his rights. San Jose, pick who you want, I guess. Alex True, you can maybe go for. Matt Nieto, Patrick Marleau, Kristen Juice, or Christian Saros, maybe. It's a bunch of trash you're picking from San Jose. It's a bunch of trash. Matt Nieto, I guess Radim Simic. I guess maybe Radim Simic. He's a decent top 4 option. There you go. The St. Louis Blues, it's very obvious. Vlad Tarasenko, which means we're going to have to go back and go to the top and look through some of these options. Okay, Volkov staying, Christian Fischer staying, Lazar staying, Cody Eakin, I think, is going to stay, Giordano, Morgan Geekie. I got to look at some of the more expensive options. Gabe Landeskog. Okay, Landeskog's not even signed. Domi, yeah. Andre Sekera, Troy Setcher. There's only a few guys that I could see them maybe passing on. Blake Lazar. Yeah, I don't know who they could maybe not take. Carey Price. Matt Duchene, Nashville. I'm really still not sure if they want to take Matt Duchene. I'm still really not 100% sure if they do want Matt Duchene. Mikael Granlund, maybe, but he's a pending UFA. God damn, I really don't know. Maybe they take Calle Yarncrow or Marco Grimaldi. I don't know. We'll stick with Duchene for now. Yeah, David Quinville, whatever. Jordan Eberle from the Islanders, yeah. Julien Gauthier. I guess you can maybe take, say, Ty Ronning. I think Ty Ronning maybe you could take. From the New Jersey Devils, yeah, Josh Brown maybe. From the Flyers, then I don't know if they take Jacob Voracek. I don't know if they'd want to take Jacob Voracek. Because keep in mind, as well, they can go over the cap. They can trade some of these guys off, Zach Aston Reese, I really don't know if they want to take him, actually. I could see them maybe taking... I don't know, actually. I feel like Zach Aston Reese might be a good option for them. Maybe they want to go Brandon... I could see them taking Brandon Tanev. I do think Brandon Tanev is a good option for them. But $3.5 million, I don't know if they'd want to take him. San Jose, yeah, take off Radim Simic. Give them... Yeah, they'll take Dylan Granville, I guess. There's some guys I don't even know who the hell they are. Genuinely, I actually do not know who the hell they are. Yeah, so from the St. Louis Blues, Vlad Tarasenko. From the Tampa Bay Lightning, this is where it gets really interesting because there's been rumors of them helping, of Tampa working out a deal to give them like a first to take Tyler Johnson. But I really don't know. I honestly do think they might end up taking Alex Killorn. I think Alex Killorn's who they take. Toronto, obviously Jared McCann, because why wouldn't they do this? Why wouldn't they go? And I just realized I have to go back and change some of my options again because Jesus. Jared McCann, because it's the most Toronto thing to trade one of your decent prospects and a 7th or a 4th, whatever they traded, to Pittsburgh to get a guy, just leave him exposed, and then lose him. So that's a pure Toronto thing. Vancouver, Cole Lind, I could see them taking. I really like Cole Lind, personally. From the Washington Capitals, I don't know. I would say Vadik Vanacek, but I don't know. Let's go to Winnipeg. Dylan DeMello's left exposed. Nathan Beaulieu. Honestly, I think you're going Mason Appleton. And then from Washington, fuck. This is where it gets really, really tough. I guess you can maybe not work out a deal, but I guess you can maybe get Nick Jensen. I do like a little bit of Nick Jensen. Yeah, Colin, and then you got to work out some of these. So, Tampa, you know what? Fuck it, take Sean Day. He was given exceptional status in the OHL. Fuck it, go for him. You know, Sean Day, whatever. You know, you got your minimum contract. You've reached everything except your minimum defense. Take from your forward, Sean Day. What is there to lose? You know, he might never become an AHL defenseman. Ross Colton has been left exposed. Actually, fuck it, they're going Ross Colton. Because fuck you, Tampa Bay. You're losing Ross Colton. Yeah. St. Louis, I don't see them taking Vince Dunn, maybe. Dylan Granville, I guess maybe you could trade him out for like Christian Saros. Christian Saros, I guess. Zach Aston Reese, UC Ricola is the only guy that I could see them maybe taking there. Voracek, they're not taking anyone bad from Philly, which is everyone else. The Rangers, you know what? I could see them maybe taking Nick DeSimone because he was just traded for. You know what? Tyroning, take Brendan Cramley, and they're trying to get under cap as well. The Islanders, yes. David Quenneville, yes. The Preds, yes. This is where it gets a little tough. I'll be honest. Blake Lizotte, I think they really do want to take Blake Lizotte. Benson, why not? Yes. Domi, yes. Gabe. You know what? Actually, yeah, they're not going to take Gabe Landeskog. I'll be 100% honest. I do think there is a chance they look at JT Compher, but I do think they might want to look at maybe Jacob McDonald. I think it's kind of a deal to take JT Compher, honestly. I think it may be a deal to take JT Compher. Yeah, I think JT Compher, but I think they're going to take Jacob McDonald, honestly. Adam Gaudette, Morgan Geekie, and Mark Giordano, Cody Eakin, Curtis Lazar, Christian Fisher, and then, yeah, Voltak. All right, so there are your Seattle Kraken, ladies and gentlemen. It was a bit tougher than expected. Oh! Okay, then. All right, let's refresh the page and hope this worked. Because if this didn't, I'm gonna suck. Yeah. Also, guys, I'm sorry if the screen is like suddenly froze for you guys. The encoding keeps getting overloaded. So, yeah. So yeah, guys, those are your 2021 inaugural Seattle Kraken. As I'm waiting for this to load, I'm hoping it doesn't break because there's probably a lot of people using this at once. This is awkward, so we're gonna pause. Oh, there we go. Never mind. There we go. All right, continue. All right, guys. So that is your 2021 inaugural season. Seattle Kraken, according to Harry Rice. Now, of course, there's going to be deals made. It's not going to be like, oh, there's literally 0 deals made to protect players and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it did save nice. All right. So, yeah, these are your team. I'm going to go over it real quick. So, yeah, Voracek, Duchesne, Tarasenko, Jordan Eberle, Max Domi. You could probably have a first line of, say, say maybe Voracek on the left wing, Domi at your first line center, and then Eberle right wing. Second line of maybe Duchesne, Tarasenko with maybe Jared McCann. I could see them maybe using Zach Aston Reese. A third line of, say, McCann, Eakin, Appleton, and then a fourth line of, say, Volkov, Lazon, and I could see Christian Fischer. And then in your defense pairings, I could see it being maybe Giordano, Stetcher, Sekera, Jensen, and then Brown with, say, you're probably going to sign someone, honestly. And then in net, obviously, Price and Drieger with Kakinen going down to the AHL. So, yeah, guys, that is your 2021 inaugural season Stanley Cup champion. Potential Stanley Cup champion, Seattle Kraken. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. Yeah, I love you all so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this 40+ minute long video. If you watch the whole thing, it means a lot, guys. Thank you all so much. My name is Harry Rice. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, fair includes but everything on everything which includes but is not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything else. My name is Harry Rice. Go on Puff Club. Subscribe to the Easy Club. Subscribe to join the D Nation if you remember the Mod Squad. Thank you for moderating any comments, any streams I do, or any videos that I may have posted. Links in the description are my Twitter, my Twitch. Which once I get my PS4 fixed, I will start doing more streams on there, more videos. It'd be fun to do that. My Amazon wishlist PO box and the PayPal are in the description. If anything you send my way with the PayPal, it is greatly appreciated. We'll get your name. And I just realized I forgot to put the fucking donor board in the back. God damn it! I'm sorry to everyone that's donated, but you will get your name on the big ass donor board of non-donations that will be held in the background. If I can remember, of the next non-25 Days of Harry and the next non-unboxing video, you actually won't get your name on the big-ass not-donor board because it is filled to the brim with donations. Big shout-outs to OKs to the Boomers, DDT Regulator, Blaze, Jeff, Goalie Girls Rule, Techno Junkie, Techno Junkie for the fucking $100 donation. Of course, Mr. DDT for the $50 donation. Peg City Hockey, Dan Wall for the $50 donation. Heinz 57 for a combined $60 donation. Shosh for a combined roughly $40. Isles Girl 3, Windy City Hockey, and Peg City Hockey again. So yeah, you will get your name on the big ass non-donor board of non-donations in the background of the next non-25 Days of Harry stream, and the next non-unboxing, and next non-something else video, 25 Days of Harry video. Yeah, guys, if anything is sent my way via the Amazon wish system PO box, it is greatly appreciated. Never to ask for. Same with the PayPal. Never to ask for. However, I do want to announce that we do have a computer fund going on now. The fund currently is at $1,000, which is fucking nuts. So yeah, if from this point on, if anything is donated to the channel via the PayPal, or if anything is given to the channel via PayPal, it'll be held onto and used for a computer fund that'll be used to purchase a new computer that'll be able to produce more content, be able to run stronger programs, can produce higher quality videos for you guys. So yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, that's going to be really, really interesting. We'll see how that goes. So yeah. Yeah, like I said, the Amazon wish list and PO box, if anything sent my way, it'll be greatly appreciated. You will get a video of me unboxing whatever it is if anything sent my way. Unless it is in months of November, December, in which case it'll be held onto my desk and open during a special Christmas Eve live stream. So yeah, there's that. Also in the description is my Discord. It's where we talk on there occasionally. It gets pretty fun. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. And yeah, we have a lot of interesting stuff that goes on there. I also post notifications every time we go live and post a video on there, so check that out. We have a cum zone. We have the lounges for every NHL team if you want to talk with your fellow fans. Yeah, so join the Discord, please. We also have, fuck, what's in the description? I forget, actually. It's been a while since I've done this outro. It's been like a week. In the description is also my speedrunning account. My speedrunning account, now that I have a controller that works on my computer, I do want to start doing more gaming videos. I know I said I would do some in the first week. I'm still trying to figure out what game I want to do. I'm actually going to put a poll. I'm going to put a poll on my Discord, because there's a couple games I did want to play. I'm going to put a poll on my Discord, and I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide what game I play first and what type of like mode, I guess, because there's a couple games I want to play on like PSP, but I'm not 100% sure just yet. So yeah, join the Discord and I'll put a poll out probably later today, potentially. Yeah, and the final thing in the description is my letterbox. It's where I review movies. Very rarely I'll actually review them. Most of the time I just rate them. Check it out if you want to know movies I love, unless you'd rather check it for Christmas Day last year, which may not be my top 100 movies of all time in 2020. Check it out if you also want to know movies I hate. I definitely want to do a video on that in the future. I think it'd be really, really fun. So yeah, there's that, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. This has been a crazy video, 45 plus minutes. Jesus. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. I love you all so much. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are fucking cool. The fact we are over 700 subscribers, closer to 1,000 than 0, which is nuts. Yeah, guys, go check. Please, if you're not subbed already, you enjoy the content, hit the sub button, hit the like button. That's going to do it for today's stream, guys. My name is Harry Rice. I'll zip it up to look like a European hockey player down the stream, because why not? Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. I love you all so much, and I am out. Stay classy, boys. Adem Orial. Fuck yeah, boys, we're getting there. Thank you all so much for watching. And I am out. Again, boys, always please remember, go Avs, go, baby. We made it to the Cup Finals. Let's do it, baby. Let's fucking clear 25 million in cap. Almost 40 million. Let's go, boys. Peace. Fucking love you, guys. Fucking love you, boys. Peace.